All right, people. Now, what we've got here today is, let me get this out of the way. I had to have a battery. First of all, let's pay homage to this cover I got. And that came with the boat. That's at least $199 mooring top. And let me tell you something. Very pleased with it. It's strong. And it's even got a spot up here for when I put my light up here. See how it's got that little bit of a gap there? That goes right over the light. It's got these nice straps, but it's got a really nice seam on it. It's really nice on material. But the reason I brought you over here at the over at the boat today was to show you a little something that I put together. Now, I wasn't sure how I was going to put my battery down here. I didn't want to screw it to the floor for obvious reasons. I know you can put screws in these here, but I really didn't want to do that. You know, I was like, man, that's just not something I feel comfortable throwing screws through there. So what I did was I used my construction background, and I put these 2x4 braces in. And what I did was I actually riveted them into the seat itself. I riveted them this way in. And then on this one down here, it's got a slight angle. So I cut the 2x4 to an angle. And behind this one, there's actually a bolt like this here. And I bolted the plate on. And then at the top, I riveted it into the transom. But as you see, I've got it all laid out here, and that's not raw wood. That's actually painted. It's a piece of 2x4 I got from my greenhouse, so that's got 3 coats of paint on it. But the other situation I wanted to really show you what I got here is I built this box right here. Well, the box is a plastic top, or a battery box, okay? And what I did is I had an old piece of plywood, and if you know how much plywood costs right now, it's good to have some of them around. And the other thing what I did was I grabbed this piece of sheet metal, and I cut it down on the Beverly shear to 2 inches exactly, which kind of goes between here, okay, this little seam, and then I riveted them into the bottom of the wood so there would be no screws sticking up. So the deal is, like here, I sanded it all to make sure that it was, you know, it's not rough. But it sits right down on the handles on both ends. But with the battery in there, I wasn't quite sure. I'm like, I don't know if I really want all that weight on there. And that's why I put the banding strap there. So I think we did a pretty good job with that. And I mean, I'll let my critics tell me if I did or didn't. And then this sits right down in here. So come wintertime, you know, I could have just set the battery tray up on top of the wood. And I tried that, but it started running into my cables. So I'll let my critics tell me what I did wrong, and I'll let my my fans say what a great job I did. But either way, that's the situation. Here's a side shot, so you can see she's sturdy. So at least I'll have something to tie in when I run the wires across. I'll be able to tie into it. Now, mind you, this has a cover for it too. And matter of fact, let me grab the cover. I know you want to see the cover. I know you want to see it, so we'll go ahead and grab it. It's got a nice spot for a strap to go over it. I'm sure I'll come up with something, but look how neat and clean that looks. Now, the only other thing I have to do, here's a side note. I put this on here, this material, instead of the zip ties. Way better. I was catching my arm on that zip ties. That's very sharp. And as you can see, I got these in here. Look how bone white I got them from sanding all that blue paint off. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I'm just trying to show you everything. It's fixing to rain here, so. But yeah, that's the deal. I just got to go buy a battery and hook these 2 lines up over here, and we're going to be able to give this baby a test on the water. Yeah, I think it's going to be really nice, seeing that the battery box is recessed down in, and I really, I don't know why I like that so much, but I like it recessed. It gives me more room up top. I'll have a cover on it, so no one's going to have any battery acid on them or anything like that. I can run my trolling motor off here. I can even put some switches in here if I need to for like the trolling motor or whatever to send power to it. You think that's it, right? That's all he's got today. He's got the battery box built. Well, last night I couldn't sleep because this was bothering me. You see these rod holders? Normally they have a round tip over here on these, and you have these big bulky pieces you have to mount to the boat. And the guy put them in, I told you the other day, he put them in. And the situation was, he did a bad job, you know, because look, I had to wind up putting rivets in there because he left the holes, and I ain't going to leave holes in the boat. So I put these nice rivets in there. But here's what I really wanted to show you, is I took this apart, okay? And I put this little centerpiece, I chucked it up in the lathe. And look what I got here, boys and girls. Ho-ho! Daddy knows how to make it. Look at that. Oh, she's strong. It's down to full shank distance. Man, I tell you what, I don't know why I'm just happy with that. I got one for each side. It goes right in the oar mount. Now, I'll probably never use the oars, but if I do need oars, I can just pop it out. And here's the deal. I was going to pull this plastic out of here, and I'm like, no, wait a minute. That's a good surface that it can ride against. And actually, I mean, look at that. We turned it right down, and she goes in just like a dream. I even chamfered the edge just a little bit. I chamfered the edge just a little bit right here. I'm going to show you right here. I chamfered it so that it kind of seats down in. But look at that. Ho-ho! You can adjust it up and down. You'll be going down the waterway, and you'll be banging them walleyes like it's nothing. But that's the situation. And then easy enough, when I put the mooring cover on, I can pop them right off, you know. And I got to get a little storage area to throw these in, you know. But yeah, that's the deal. That's the deal, and that's the situation. These are Roberts. It's a Roberts brand made by Atwood. And, you know, to be truthful with you, I got them with the boat, and I was like, I don't know if I'll use them because I don't like the way the guy had these screwed into the side of the boat, you know. I mean, what a derelict, really, you know. So, and what I did, too, is I took a hammer and I flattened these out so that there weren't really, like, tits sticking out of the side of the boat sharp, you know. So, but yeah, that's the situation. Next year, we're going to go through and we're going to paint the outside. We're going to get it back to factory specs. But this year, we just need to get out there on the water. But yeah, look at that battery box, huh? You want to see underneath it, don't you? Okay. But there's the situation here. You know? And that shows you right there that you've got the side view. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and turn around and stain that so that nothing, you know, comes apart on it. But come wintertime, when I need to pull the boat, the motor, or excuse me, not the motor, I'm going to just leave that on. I'm going to pull the battery out. I can just pull this out and put it on the tender, and I'm good to go. I did also get some bolts through the bottom of the motor. It reminded me when I said the motor, but this way here, these are bolted on. I used some good washers and a rubber buffer in between it. But that's the final situation. I do need to get a couple screws and put in here just to cover these. Where am I at here? Just to cover these here, these openings. But all right, people, this is Bry over here at the ranch. We're gonna button this up and get out of here. So we got a little rain coming. All right, people, you have a wonderful day and get out there on your boat and do some fishing. I mean, really, you've got a boat. Why is it just sitting in the backyard?